morning, Mr. Cheng. Thank you for having us here today.
Good morning.
Okay, today I'm here with Mr. Cheng Chi-Yen, a 28-year-old Singapore citizen who has migrated to Thailand since a young age. He has studied in Rambudi International School in Thailand from grades 1 to 12. After that, he returned to Singapore to perform the mandatory Singapore National Service for 2 years. At the age of 20, he of course returned to Thailand to perform his bachelor's degree in Assumption University, of course. He performed part-time work with his father's business, Cassia Industries, which specializes in the production of the mold and die, which is a pre-stage of the manufacturing industry. With this experience, he helped his father establish a new company called Amida International Company Limited, which specializes in metal fabrication via laser cutting machines. Mr. Cheng now holds the post of Managing Director, where he oversees the entire company with the guidance of his father, Mr. Henry Cheng. Mr. Cheng, today I will be asking you a few questions, and I would appreciate it much if you can answer these few questions.
Sure.
Firstly, of course, please give us a brief introduction on your company, Amida International Company Limited.
First of all, Amida is established in the year 2011, to now maybe 4 or 5 years. And the name of Amida that I chose is because I named it after the Sanskrit Amitabha Buddha, which means infinite of light. And Amida International, we engage in metal fabrication, import-export machineries, and mostly to do with mold and die industry, automotive industry, and a part of electronic industry.
I see. Okay, sounds very interesting.
Yes.
So, since you're in the manufacturing industry, is it a challenging one, the industry? Do you face a lot of competition in this industry?
Of course, especially this manufacturing industry, and as you know, the standard of living in Thailand is going very high, increasing every year. So does the inflation of the country. The wages has increased.
Of course, recently.
Yeah, to 300 baht. Of course, 300 baht now is the minimum. Most of our workers receive more than 300 baht a day.
Inclusive of migrants, the Cambodians, Burmese as well?
Yeah, all of them.
I see.
And as you know, Thailand is moving towards a more service side. It's no longer like what it is like in the 80s, where everything is cheap and the country business mainly depends on exports. Right now, you hardly can find many export products,
Of course.
except rice, rice and fruits, and that's for sure, But as for manufacturing industries, we find difficult to compete with other neighboring Indochina companies, such as Vietnam, for instance. They have cheaper wages, more determined workers. Of course, I'm not saying that our workers are not very hardworking, but as you see, a communist country, a socialist country, and once they open up their gates, they are actually very power and money hungry. They will work double hard, that's for sure, there is no doubt. They work double hard. As our people in Thailand, we have been enjoying the prosperity for so many years. And now we face competition with Vietnam, China, India.
True.
Yeah. And sometimes the high-tech industry, sometimes for high-tech industries that our manufacturing faces competition, we find hard to compete with Singaporean industries because they are engaged in very, very high-tech manufacturing.
True.
Our country, we are okay, but as for very, very high-tech sector, we are not able to compete just yet.
True. And how is the current economical situation in Thailand? Has the recent floodings taken a toll on your business?
Oh yeah, during the flooding, we halt our operation for 2 months.
2 whole months.
As you see, our machines are very expensive. We have a lot of machines. One machine costs 10-20 million baht. So We close our machines, shut down electricity for the machines. As you know, if the water touches the machine, it goes
Of course,
finished.
of course.
So and insurance sometimes they don't cover that. So
Right.
so we are greatly affected
I
by
see.
this devastating flood.
How unfortunate of
Yes.
this event to occur. Of course, the next question is: does the political situation affect the manufacturing industry in any way?
Yes, in fact, during the political crisis, the political turmoil, we find our manufacturing jobs, our sales drastically dropped.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely.
When there's political turmoil, people don't buy, and we do cars, manufacturing. We do auto parts, cars, and all
Consumer
that.
confidence also drops.
Yes, and so people don't buy cars, so we don't sell them.
Right, right.
Yeah.
True, true. And does being a foreigner pose any negative effects towards your business, since you are the owner, one of the major shareholders?
In Thai law, unless we're doing BOI, as a foreigner, we cannot hold more than 49. Sorry,
According to the Thai law.
yeah,
Right.
according to law, unless we have to apply it for BOI in a specific BOI zone, board of investment, and
Of course,
In the-
Amida Industries, it's located in Bangpli, which is not in the BOI zone.
yes,
Right.
So we have to find a trustworthy Thai partner,
Of course, of course.
of course, and that's very sometimes quite challenging.
Challenging, of course.
Of course, I'm in here for the last 20 years of my life, so I speak Thai fluently. So I'm basically Thai, so it's not hard,
Great,
to
great.
manage.
I see. Okay, so the next question is, what are the challenges you face in the manufacturing industry? Are there any persistent problems, maybe labor or customers? Are they very specific in their specifications of products?
Oh yeah,
Since you produce mostly for Japanese,
Yeah.
we know that the Japanese, they are very strict in quality control and they give you very low prices.
yeah, exactly. As the consumers in the market requested for cheaper cars,
Of course.
the Japanese request us for cheaper
Cheaper manufacturing.
parts.
Of course, of course.
Yes. And this is the trend. The first year, let's say a car model, we have, let's say, 5 years of validity.
Okay.
The first year, the prices are okay, when it first started, okay, which is okay, not very good, as you know.
Right.
The second year is the Japanese policy to decrease prices every year.
But the quality must stay the same
Yeah.
and everything.
We calculate by ppm, price per million, part per million.
Parts per
Which
million.
means
Okay.
in a million parts, we should have 0 defect. Maybe sometimes 0.1 defect. It depends. And let's say for Toyota, it is they work and just in time. So if they don't keep stock, by the way, they don't keep stock. So they give you the correct timing for you to send your parts there. When it's, let's say, 2 p.m., you send in there. Let's say your car broke down, the tire punctured. You cause the production short line. So they can fine you
Per second, I heard. Or per minute.
per minute, per hour.
All right.
100, 200,000 baht per hour, depends.
Per hour.
Yeah.
That is excruciating, isn't it?
No choice.
For
Yeah.
Japanese. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And
Of course, of course.
and to the 5th year, basically you make nothing at all. You just, but
The
if
price
you-
goes down until there's virtually no profit. Very little.
Sometimes you're at a loss. But because you have to receive the newer products, the newer jobs from them, so you have to swallow it.
To swallow the loss. Right.
Yes.
I see. And next, of course, how do you see yourself in the future, and where do you see your company heading?
The future. I honestly doubt that our industry can last very long. I don't look 10 years from now. I look 2 years from now. Because competition is going so growing so rapidly, and as you know, and our manufacturing base shifting forward to other countries.
To other countries, of course.
So I'm thinking in these 5-6 years, we make what we can make, you know, and the money we can make and invest in something else, perhaps real estate.
Real estate, of course. Sounds good, sounds good. And last but not least, what advice would you give to a new entrepreneur who plans to venture into the manufacturing industry? Is it a good idea?
Don't get
Lured into the dream.
into the glitter.
Into glitter, of course.
You look at when you look at the industry, you look at the owners. If the owners drive a Mercedes-Benz S-Class Ferrari, it is quite a good business.
It is.
Don't look at other people's factory and say, oh wow, that's a big factory and all the machines are working. Oh, it must be good business. No, it's not good business. You know.
True.
Don't get lured by the temptation of glittering. I have many friends who make a lot of money in trading, real estate, whatever, and they're power hungry. So they look and as you say, there's a saying, the grass is always green on the other side. So they invest their money in manufacturing, and you see the factory has so many overheads.
And labor, electricity.
They don't pay you cash. They pay you 120 days credit.
Credit, of course.
Yeah. You know, when there's 120 days, it's actually 150 days. You know.
I see.
So, don't get lured into the glitters. And one thing to keep in mind, Thailand is not like in the 80s. We have passed through our golden age. You know, and
True.
if you live enough to do business in the 80s and the early 90s, good luck for you. And now, don't
Definitely
expect too
difficult
much.
to venture into the manufacturing industry.
Look for
isn't it?
something else. Look for something else.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Sheng, for your time, and I wish you all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you.